right. Good afternoon. Appreciate your time being here so we can give you some brief updates about game week for us as we prepare to head out to Albuquerque for the contest versus the New Mexico Lobos. Was able to sit in on a meeting this morning with the Chancellor and select staff and directors from across campus to start looking at our contingency plans. Obviously, our greatest concern is for the safety of students, faculty, staff here at the university to ensure that that we have a schedule for the week that attends to their needs and concerns and allows them to attend to the needs and concerns of their families. An advisory went out midday today about closures for the campus. The campus will be closed on Tuesday and Wednesday for classes this week. Directors across campus are asked to just sort of notify critical personnel in their departments so that we can operate with skeleton crews, ensure that we can continue with our critical functions on campus, but essentially all non-essential personnel be allowed to take those days to go and be with their families, prepare for whatever contingencies that they have. So that advisory went out. We will be practicing early tomorrow morning. I'm sure Coach Mitchell will talk about this, but we're going to try to get a practice in tomorrow morning for our student athletes, and then from there we really just, like everyone else right now across the country who has in the state who have concerns about the storm, we will be kind of glued to whatever our device of choice is to get our updated information to make decisions about what we do later this week. We're confident about what we'll do to adjust given the concerns that we're facing for Tuesday. We'll make decisions about Wednesday and Thursday, and from there on, based on the severity and impact of the storm. But at this point, and again, I'm sure Coach Mitchell will speak with more detail and clarity on this particular issue. But obviously, our first concern is the safety and well-being of our students and student athletes, and our coaches as well. Concern 1A or 1B is leveraging our competitiveness. We want to make sure that we can go out and compete as hard as we can this weekend, and so having to make adjustments based on what the weather has been, and this isn't our first bout against bad weather. We've pretty much had problems every weekend that we've tried to go out and scrimmage. We've had bad weather plague us in one way or another, so we'll just continue adjusting. Coach Mitchell's been around the game of football long enough to know, and so have I, that when you get faced with these adversities, no one's going to take pity on you. When we strap it up and get ready to go out and play on Saturday, and same thing for our other teams that are in their competitive seasons right now with soccer and with volleyball, no one's going to ask, are you feeling okay? Is everything going well back home? They're not going to, have any concern for us, and so we want to make sure that our student athletes are prepared well mentally and physically. So we're going to do everything that we can this week to ensure we have enough time to prepare for our contests going into the weekend. And for the coaches, obviously part of their preparation this week is not only on the physical side but on the mental side. We have a lot of young men on the football team who are from the Baton Rouge area, from the river parishes, from the New Orleans area, whose thoughts no doubt are going to be about their families back home. And so one of the greatest gifts of being a competitive student athlete is sometimes that 3 hours on Saturday afternoon that a football player has, it's an escape. It's a haven. It's a way for them to put all of those concerns and issues aside. And even though everything that's going on outside of the game of football takes precedence and is ultimately more important, it gives them an opportunity to get out there and compete and play hard and get their mind off of the concerns that we're all facing right now. So excited to head out west. The athletic director and several folks on the staff out there at New Mexico are friends of mine. Some of them are very good friends of mine. They have a bad taste in their mouth from their home opener last year when a Division I FCS fellow competitor of ours, Sam Houston State, went out there last year on their home opener and left them with a black eye. So they've got a bad taste in their mouth about that they're trying to get straight this year. And I know that Coach Mitchell and the guys on the team want to make sure that we start a streak this year and get out there and get out west and compete as hard as we can and do everything we can to compete well, do some good things, but no reason to strap up and go out there and play if you don't want to play for a win. So excited to get out there, excited for my first game, first football game as Jaguar Athletic Director, and I know Coach Mitchell is excited as well. His guys have been beating up on each other for long enough. It's time to share those beatings with some other folks. So with that, I'll take any questions that you may have.
Are you concerned that there will be any issues with travel? Is there any kind of backup plan for that?
I've been thinking about this. I know the coaches have been thinking about it. Our budget manager certainly has been thinking about making any adjustments as we go. The plans that we have for right now are based on what on all the projections that we've seen for the storm, should not be altered. Obviously, we have to be very nimble in making the adjustments. The later we get into Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning, and see that the storm is not going to take the track that we're expecting it to take currently, we'll have to adjust. But this isn't the first time that a state institution has had to adjust its travel plans for an out-of-state contest. So those were conversations that were begun this morning in that emergency meeting that we had about what are the essential personnel that need to be on campus. There's certain things that we cannot get done as an athletic department in terms of getting purchases approved without other critical staff on campus. So as we started thinking about who needs to be here in order for us to make sure that we can make those adjustments, that was something that came up in the conversation. So if we need to make some last-second adjustments, delay the flight, fly out of a different location, that the appropriate people are here for us to make those adjustments.
Is that Friday? Is it still Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As of right now, our plans to fly out on Friday have not been altered.
Are there any other questions for Dr. Broussard? Thanks, Doc.
Okay.